Hey to everyone who's watching, welcome to my channel. Today I'm just going to be going through the basics of how to rank up in Valorant and just basic tips on how to get better. So let's get straight into it. First thing you guys need to do is hop in the range, especially if you're new. This will help you guys so much in the future throughout this game. So always hop into the range. It's probably the most underrated thing in this game. Okay, so first thing you guys want to focus on are your graphics settings. So head over to settings and jump straight into video. Now over here, just make sure everything is how you want it, okay? But focus on resolution first, just because that just has your refresh rate and you want to make sure your game runs as smooth as possible. So make sure your resolution is exactly how you like it and your refresh rate is the same as your monitor refresh rate, because sometimes it's not matching up. So make sure you've got it. Now everything else I like to have in graphics quality on low, just because low, it just feels smoother. If everything's on high, it's focusing more on your graphics and you don't want that. You just want it to focus only on gameplay. So make sure your graphics are all on low, just for smoother gameplay. You want to ensure that your crosshair is always placed at head level. Why? Because headshots are the most powerful shots in this game. For a Vandal, it's a one shot. Sheriff, from a certain distance, one shot. Phantom, same thing. I notice in lower ranks and people who just don't play that well always have their crosshair down here and they're walking around. You don't want your crosshair to be down here, because when you see an enemy, you're going to have to lift your crosshair up and then shoot them. However, if your crosshair is already up here, there's barely any movement because your crosshair is already at head level. So if you come over here to the bots, you will notice that a headshot is just a one shot. And that's with full body armor as well. But if you hit their body, you got to hit them 4 times till they die. That's not what you want. Okay, if you can just do this, why do you have to do this? So just make sure your crosshair is always at head level. That's like the best tip right now to rank up. Just have your crosshair at head level. Most of the time they will walk straight into your crosshair. This is counter strafing. Alright, they're shooting you and you're just strafing away from their bullets, so it's harder for them to track your head. You'll notice it's harder to hit them when they're moving because it's harder for you to track them. See? If you're strafing, it's harder for them to hit you. So always make sure you guys are strafing. Fourth thing I want to talk about is your crosshair. A lot of people have really like giant crosshairs. They're not nice. So make sure you have a good crosshair where you can see their heads and your crosshair at the same time. Everyone's eyes are different, so make sure you have one that works for you. Another thing I want to speak to you guys about is your sense. The biggest question usually asked in Valorant is, what is your sense? Especially when people are watching you, what's your sense, what's your sense, what's your DPI? Even when I post clips of some gameplay on TikTok, people are always commenting, what's your sense? Honestly, your sense is personal. It's like what you are comfortable with. So you can't really find the perfect sense unless you try yourself. So don't go asking other people what's your sense, because their sense is going to be different to what you need, okay? So how I found my sense is obviously just playing around with my sense here. But also what I did was I hopped into the range and just tried to hit the bots. And just making sure that when I went to hit the bots in the head, it was perfect. It was aligned. It was comfortable for me. And I just wanted to make sure that I stopped at the perfect spot. So what you can do is you can press F3, put the speed on medium, everything else doesn't need to be clicked. Bot ammo on, infinite ammo on. What you do is you start. And you keep doing that, and see how I hit only headshots there? You want to make sure that when you stop, it always stops right on their head, okay? So you got to make sure it aligns with your mouse movement and your hand movement. However, if you're looking for a more precise and efficient way and a quicker way to find your sense, download Aimlabs and hop into their sensitivity option, and that will actually help you find your perfect sense in Valorant. So you guys can try that as well. Another thing I've noticed in low elo is that you guys don't really use your Util that much. It's there for a reason, and it can actually help you win games. Every agent in this game has certain abilities. There's initiators, duelists, sentinels, and controllers. They're named so because of all their util and their abilities. That just shows how important it is to use your util in this game. Don't be using your abilities on silly things that aren't going to help you get kills or any info. You've got to use your util effectively and properly. They're very important. Using them, like I said, will help you win rounds, get kills, and they also help you get a lot of assists in game. Using your abilities not only help you, but also help your entire team. So ensure that you're always using them properly and effectively. That's very important. Another important thing that people tend to forget in Valorant is you guys need to pick agents that you're comfortable with. You can't be picking agents that you've never played before, that you don't know how to play, that you're not comfortable with, you don't know their util. You have to pick agents and main those agents. That's very important. There's 22 agents now in Valorant. Pick 2 or 3 that you guys can play really well and just stick to them. For me, I play Omen, Reyna, and Skye. They're my most powerful agents and I'm the most confident with them. If you guys aren't confident playing, you're not going to play well. So pick agents that you're very comfortable with. If later you get bored and you want to broaden out, you can do that. But for now, focus on 3 agents, even 2 at the start to be honest. Focus on 2 agents and just stick with them. Playing those agents perfectly is better than playing an agent that you don't know how to play terribly. So you guys need to find out who you're confident with, okay? Because being confident actually helps you guys so much. This is so important. You guys need to warm up. If you hop into a game and you haven't warmed up, your aim is going to be so off. So hop into the range. Shoot some bots for a bit. Come out here. This is good for recoil control. Do that as many times as you guys need until you feel warmed up. You're probably wondering what's recoil control or what is recoil. Recoil is just when your bullets are spraying from your gun and your gun's moving. When your gun's moving, your bullets are moving as well. This is what that looks like. See how the gun's moving and the bullets are moving with it? Controlling that is really important. So what you do is you kind of pull down on your mouse as you're shooting to control where the bullets are going. Okay, you want to keep them in one spot. When you're shooting someone, you don't want the bullets going everywhere because you're just going to miss every shot. So learn to control your recoil. Thank you to those watching. Thank you for taking the time out just to watch this video. I hope it helped you. Like and subscribe to the channel if you can. That will really help support me. Thank you.